Hi there, welcome back to Save with Crypto. My name is Save with Crypto, and yesterday was a good day, wasn't it? If you've been a viewer of my channel for a while, let's say since 2020, you'll probably know that one of the first things I got involved with was crypto.com, and I got a rose gold card in 2020. It did actually change because I was in France when I got it, so it was a Euro one, and I changed it to a UK one when I moved to the UK in 2022. So I am on a rose gold card. I actually got it in the days when you only had to stake 100,000 CRO to get the rose gold card. However, the perks have changed a little bit over the years. They've generally got a little bit worse, but still pretty good. It is the card I use every day for everyday shopping because I get 3% back on it in CRO. And yesterday the price of CRO went up massively. Now, it was because of this news here. The Trump Media Group and Crypto.com announced America's 6.42 billion CRO treasury. I suppose we could have a quick look at that, couldn't we? Maybe I'll get Grok to summarise it. Trump Media Group, blah, 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 announced a business combination to form Trump Media Group CRO Strategy Incorporated, a digital asset treasury company focused on acquiring CRO, the native token of the Kronos blockchain ecosystem. The deal involves $1 billion in CRO, approximately 19% of CRO's market cap, $200 million in cash, $220 million in mandatory exercise warrants, and a $5 billion equity line of credit from YA, whatever that is, aiming to create the largest public traded CRO treasury company. The new entity will trade on NASDAQ under the symbol MCGA after the combination closes. The strategy includes accumulating and managing CRO, operating a validator node to generate staking rewards, and supporting the Kronos ecosystem's growth in DeFi, commerce, and infrastructure. Yorkville, Trump Media, and Crypto.com will hold a majority stake with a 1-year lockup on their shares, followed by a 3-year restrictive release schedule. The announcement emphasises Kronos' scalability, low-cost transactions, and integration with US financial systems as a foundation for a digital-first economy. Legal and financial advisors are supporting the transaction, and a registration statement on Form S4 will be filed with the SEC. The deal's completion is subject to a shareholder approval and other conditions, with risks including CRO price volatility and regulatory uncertainties. Well, that sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? So yeah, as you can imagine, that got announced at about midday, I think it was, yesterday, and it actually went as far up as bloody hell, 46%. That's incredible, isn't it? And we're currently at about 37% up. That is a phenomenal rise, isn't it? It'll probably go higher, to be honest. However, I did actually sell some. I'll show you that. So I'm here on the crypto.com exchange, and if we go to trade, my only option is spot here because I'm in the UK. And what I actually traded was CRO BTC. So it wasn't brilliant. I sold at whatever that price is there, 0.000018132 into Bitcoin. So I'm just going to mark that on the chart. So in fact, that was the price I sold at yesterday. Not particularly because I thought the price was going to crash down, but because I've been here before where I've had an asset that's gone up massively in value and I've just hung on to it and watched it go back down again. So to be safe, I swapped it into Bitcoin. Now, I didn't do all of it. I just did the spare change I had, which was 13,943 CRO. I've still got well over 100,000 CRO staked on the app to get the card. But of course, what I'd absolutely love to happen would be some sort of, Bart Simpson type thing, and the price comes back down here, and then I just rebuy it there at a much lower price. I'm not sure if that's going to happen though, because it is really good news, I think. Let's have a look at the chart and see if there's any clues there. Okay, so this is the Kronos USD pair. Let's put on Quadzilla. Okay, so you can see here on the 1 hour time frame, clearly in a lovely strong uptrend with these EMAs going red, cyan, yellow, green. Couldn't be better really for a continuation to the upside. So I suppose it is starting to look a little bit overbought on the momentum oscillator, but it's really not too bad. Let's go a bit higher to the 4 hour time frame. Okay, so you've seen some signs of weakness here. So maybe we will get a pullback fairly soon. Now, what might be worth looking at is the CRO BTC chart, which obviously looks quite amazing. I'm also going to put a horizontal ray at the price I bought yesterday. And I also want to set an alert for when the price crosses that line. But if it comes back here, I want to be thinking about rebuying. Anyway, let's put on Quadzilla and see what that tells us. Okay, so you can see the red background here showed the little pullback there. That was really good. A little bit too late for me. I should have probably just waited. Let's look at the 4 hour. Yeah, so there is definitely signs of CRO being overbought, I would say. And that goes as far as like the 7 hour. But honestly, these EMAs being like this, green, yellow, cyan, red, is just a sight of absolute beauty. However, what we do have is this green retracement line down here. Now, if we look back in the past, these do work pretty well. For example, this one here, price went up and it came back down. So could that one play out? Be a bit of an ask, wouldn't it? That would be a 35% drop. Well, it is crypto, anything can happen. But yeah, I think for the moment, I'm just going to keep the Bitcoin in that crypto.com exchange, just for this reason. If the price comes back down against the BTC pair, then I will think about buying a chunk more. Now, the dilemma I've got at the moment is, I do use this card, as you can see here. I make a lot of purchases with it. And if you look at the cashback I get, you can see that I'm getting cash back every day. I'm getting the staking rewards. I'm getting refunded for Spotify. I'm getting refunded for Amazon Prime. I'm getting refunded for Netflix. Just generally getting a lot of CRO back. Now, at the moment, I'm only on 3% cashback, because what they want me to do now is to level up, which means staking more CRO. So to do that for this level is cool, because it means that I would get, 5% cash back. So you see, like 6% back on banking, that's coming soon. Stocks, 2.5% coming soon. All sounds pretty good, doesn't it? But it says here I need to lock up £20,185 more CRO to upgrade. It's tempting, I must admit, but that is a lot of money, especially as we don't know what CRO is going to do in the future. Now, if I did do that, would I go for the icy white or would I go for the rose gold again? I think I'd probably go for that one for a change. Let me know in the comments what you think. I don't think I'm going to do it though, unless CRO goes up massively in value, because at the moment I think I'm quite privileged to have the perks that I've got, the airport lounge, all that kind of thing, for only staking 100,000 CRO. And when I did that back in 2020, it was about €4,000, which seemed a lot at the time, but it doesn't now, does it? So I suppose the question is it worth buying CRO right now? Well, okay, I'm not going to give financial advice, but if you're thinking about holding it for the long term, I'd probably say yes. I can see it going up to, 40 or 50 cents. And to be honest, if it went to 40 cents, then I probably wouldn't need to stake any more CRO. I could just level up with the current CRO that I've got. So that's always a possibility as well. I think what's worth doing though is get Quadzilla, okay? Do that by going to savewith.crypto.org/QZ, and then look at it on the higher time frames, things like the 7 hour. and wait until you see one of these red backgrounds, and then you should see the price pull back a bit, and then you could buy it. I mean, it might even be worth just monitoring it on the 12-hour time frame, because you can see that rarely happens. I mean, I think we are due a bit of a pullback, because if you look at this on like the 6-hour time frame, that is showing that it is overbought right now. But to what extent we get this pullback, I don't know. I mean, I'm just flicking through these lower time frames now, and it all seems super strong, to be honest. I think the thing to do is just look at the product anyway, and actually just look at it and think, is that something I'd use? It is something I use, and I've been using it for 5 years now, and I can't see that stopping anytime soon. So maybe it's just worth having one of the cards, even one of the lower level ones, because you can get the blue card for free. You can get the Ruby Steel one for £400 worth of CRO. And these all come with various perks. One thing I would say though, the cheapest place to buy CRO isn't crypto.com. If you use an exchange like Bitunix, you can buy CRO, with a limit order, so you can buy it for the price you want. And at the moment that would cost you 22.3 cents. On crypto.com, that will cost you 23 cents at the moment. Doesn't sound like a lot, but if you're buying, say, 100,000, it's going to make a lot of difference. Also, if you put into Bitunix something between $100 and $2,000, at the moment, you're going to get 20% cash back as well as a trading bonus. So, for example, if you're going to buy $2,000 worth of CRO, you'd get a $400 trading bonus that you could do some futures trading with and make more money and then buy more CRO. Do read the terms and conditions though, because I think you have to keep your $2,000 in the account for like 3 days or more to qualify. And you also have to do a trade as well. But that's what we do here, so that's all cool. If you like the sound of that, please do give the video a great big fat like. Also, please do make sure you are subscribed and you've got the notifications set on all. Any questions, leave them in the comments down below. I'm going to be on the Stonks the Indicator show with Dave today at 1 o'clock UK time. And then I'm going to be doing a live stream with MASSIV, the coder of Quadzilla, at 4:30 PM UK time this afternoon as well. So it's quite a busy day today. So above all, tell your friends.
Save with Crypto has to be one of the best YouTube channels that the United States has ever seen. Kamala Harris is not a subscriber, but I am. I have notifications set to all as well. I'd strongly suggest you subscribe to Save with Crypto today. Above all, you should tell your friends.
Save with Crypto is not a financial advisor. He just makes ice cream on the internet. If you cannot find someone to do your own research, you must do it yourself, just like I did not.